Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to go over this spectrum analyzer. This is a model SR760 FFT spectrum analyzer, Stanford Research Systems. It's a real-time spectrum analyzer. Let's turn it on. Okay, so this spectrum analyzer, its frequency measurement range is 476 microhertz to 100 kilohertz, baseband and zoom. Its span is 191 megahertz to 100 kilohertz in a binary sequence. It can measure any center frequency within the measurement range, subject to span and range limits. Its accuracy is 25 parts per million from 20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. Its resolution is span over 400. It's capable of Blackman-Harris, Hanning, flat top, and uniform window functions. And it has a real-time bandwidth of 100 kilohertz. It has one input channel. It can be single-ended or true differential. It has AC or DC coupling. It has 1 million ohm or 15 picofarad input impedance. And the CMRR, 80 decibels at 1 kilohertz, 80 decibels at 1 kilohertz, less than 14 dBV, 50 decibels at 1 kilohertz, 5 nanovolts RMS over square root of hertz at 1 kilohertz typical for the noise. The amplitude is negative 60 decibel volts for a full scale input range. Its dynamic range is 90 decibels, is typical. Its harmonic distortion is no greater than negative 80 decibels from DC to 100 kilohertz. Its trigger input modes are continuous, internal, external, or external TTL. Its phase indeterminacy is less than 2 degrees. So for the display functions, it can display real, imaginary magnitude or phase spectrum. It can take spectrum, power spectral density, time record, and 1/3 octave. You can analyze band, sideband, total harmonic distortion, and trace math. And the display expands up to 50 times zoom about any point in the display. You can mark over 400 harmonics of the fundamental. It reads amplitude and frequency relative to defined reference for the delta marker. It locates the nearest peak or harmonic to the left or right. It lists Y values of up to 200 user-defined X points. It automatically detects data exceeding up to 100 user-defined upper and lower limit trace segments. I'm going to zoom in here. Sorry. Trying to adjust so we can see. That's better. Okay. The monitor is monochrome CR2, 640 by 480 resolution. It's got adjustable brightness and screen position. It's got screen dumps and table and setting listings to do dot matrix and HV LaserJet compatible printers. It has a 3.5-inch DOS compatible floppy disk or hard disk. You can see that over here. Right here. And then it weighs 36 pounds. It's 17 by 6.25 by 18.5 in dimensions. Okay, I'm trying to get to the instructions. Okay. It says there's two types of front panel keys which will be referenced in this section. Hard keys are those keys with the labels printed on them. Their function is determined by the label and does not change. Hard keys are referenced by brackets. Soft keys are the 6 gray keys along the right edge of the screen. So these are the soft keys. And these are the hard keys. So for the hard keys, the keypad consists of 5 groups of hard keys. The entry keys are used to enter numeric parameters which have been highlighted by a soft key. The menu keys select a menu of soft keys. Pressing a menu key will change the menu boxes which are displayed next to the soft keys. Each menu groups together similar parameters and functions. The control keys start and stop actual data acquisition. Select the marker and toggle the active trace display. These keys are not in a menu since they are used frequently while displaying any menu. The system keys output the screen to a printer and display help messages. These keys can also be accessed from any menu. The marker keys determine the marker mode and perform various marker functions. The marker functions can be accessed from any menu. The soft keys has a menu-driven interface. The 6 soft keys to the right of the video display have different functions depending upon the information displayed in the menu boxes at the right of the video display. In general, the soft keys have 2 uses. The first is to toggle a feature on and off or choose between settings. The second is to highlight a parameter which is then changed using the knob or numeric keypad. In both cases, the soft keys affect the parameter which is displayed adjacent to it. The knob is used to adjust parameters which have been highlighted using the soft keys. Most entry fields may be adjusted with the knob. In addition, functions such as display zooming and scrolling use the knob as well. In these cases, the knob function is selected by the soft keys. The marker key, which can be pressed at any time, will set the knob function to scrolling the marker. Example measurement. This measurement is designed to investigate the spectrum of 1 kHz sine wave. You will need a function generator capable of providing a 1 kHz sine wave at a level of 100 millivolts to 1 volt, such as SR760. The actual setting of the generator are not important since you will be using the SR760 to measure and analyze its output. Choose a generator which has some distortion, at least 70 decibels, or use a square or triangle wave. Specifically, you will measure the spectrum of the sine wave, measure its frequency, and measure its harmonic distortion. Okay. So we turn the analyzer on, and then let's just see. When you scroll with the knob, you can see the marker moves with it. Let me get the function generator to see if we can measure a signal. Okay, I've got the function generator hooked up. We're plugged in. We've got our channel 1 to our input, BNC to BNC. I'm emitting 10 kilohertz. I think that's what it said to do. That said 1 kilohertz. Frequency. 1 kilohertz. 1 kilohertz. Okay. So we're at 1 kilohertz, or 1000 hertz. And we've got a square wave. It says, turn on the generator, set the frequency to 1 kilohertz and the amplitude to approximately 1 volts RMS. I'm not going to send any volts, I don't think. I really don't need to. 1 volt. Okay. I'll turn channel 2 off. Okay. There we go. Now you can see it on the screen. We've got it connected to input A, which is this one. And now it says to press auto range. I don't know where it is. Okay, this is auto range right here. Now it says press the span, soft key to highlight the span. Use the knob to adjust the span to 6.25 kilohertz. Okay, so these are soft keys. We're going to adjust the span to 6.25 kilohertz. It does that, that's normal. It recalibrates all the time because its heat changes, and as it goes, it just recalibrates all the time. Okay, so we're at 6.25 kilohertz. Let me zoom in so you can see better. Not hard to see with it highlighted. Okay. Well, anyway, this button was our span, and we changed it to 6.25. I'm not sure if you can see it. I don't think you can because of the type of screen it is. So now you can see our signal here. And if you zoom out, you can see more. Okay. Now it says press marker max min. And that's this key. So we're pressing marker max min. This centers the marker region around the largest data point on the graph. The marker should now be on the 1 kilohertz signal. The marker readout above the graph displays the frequency and amplitude of the signal. And you can see that it is, because it says it right here, 1 kilohertz. That's cool. Okay. It says it shows its amplitude too, which is negative 4.138 decibels, which is right here. Okay. Press marker, use the knob to move the marker around. Take a look at some of the harmonics. So we can move to this harmonic, which is 3.125. And the next harmonic, which is 4. Oh, I had that wrong. I was looking at the bottom. This is 3.01563. And this is 5 kilohertz. So the harmonics are odds. Okay, let's measure the frequency exactly. Decrease the span to 1.56 kilohertz using the span key and knob. So I'm going to press span. Span. Decrease it to 1.56. So this brings you even closer. Zooms in. And then you're going to press the marker, which is here. And then you're going to press marker center. And that sets the span in the center of the frequency to the marker frequency. The signal will be at the center of the span. Okay. Then we can decrease the span even further to 97.5 hertz using the span and key knob. So we're going to zoom in even further as it calibrates. Okay, we're going to go to 97.5, which is where I'm at. It says, you may notice that the spectrum takes a while to settle down at this last span. This is because the frequency resolution is 1 over 400 of the span, or 244 megahertz. This resolution requires at least 4.096 seconds of time data. Note that the settling indicator at the lower right corner of the display will stay on while the data settles. I missed that. Okay. Now we can press marker min again. Now we can press auto scale, which is here. Here. Okay. Auto scale adjusts the graph scale and top reference to display the entire range of the data. You can press this key at any time to optimize the graph display. Press Analyze. Display the analysis menu. So, Analyze is over here. Right here. And that brings up this. And then we press harmonic, because we want to analyze the harmonics. It says, notice that the fundamental frequency, or the first menu box, has been set to the frequency of the marker. We used a narrow span to get an accurate reading of the fundamental signal frequency. We will use this measurement of the fundamental to accurately locate the harmonics. The harmonic measurement readout at the upper left corner of the graph is under range because the span is not wide enough to include any harmonics. Press next harmonic right. This centers the span around the second harmonic, approximately 2 kilohertz. You are now making an accurate measurement of the second harmonic content of the signal. Okay, we're going to go next harmonic right. So let's see this key. Wow. And you can see it lists 2 kilohertz at the top. And then you use next harmonic right and next harmonic left to investigate the harmonics of the signal. With this narrow span, the harmonics should be easily visible. So we can go left. So there's no harmonics to the left, obviously. And that's the one we just saw, 2 kilohertz. And the next one's at 3 kilohertz. The next one's at 4. This one's at 5. Okay. It says press frequency, and then press full span, and then press auto scale. Okay, so frequency is over here on the menu. Right here. So we're going to press frequency. Then we're going to press full span. I don't know what that is. Yeah, on the soft key. Okay, here it is. Full span. We're going to press that. And it's calibrating. And then we're going to press auto scale, which is under the entry part over here. Right here. So we're going to press that. And that returned the graph to the scale where the fundamental is on the screen. Let's see that it did that. Oh. Yeah, it did that wrong. I don't know. Press start frequency. This highlights the start frequency menu box. It also fixes the start frequency when the span is adjusted. The start frequency is here. It says adjust the span to 12.5. Adjust the span. Here we go. I'm going the wrong direction. 12.5. So you kind of see that it kind of teaches you how to zoom in and zoom out and how to use the analysis. And that's pretty cool. It says we chose the harmonic analysis. I think that was a good first measurement for not knowing how to use it. So I think I'm going to end it there, but I'll see you back again next time for more measurements. Bye, guys.